Men deserve respect because many of the things we call normal today were built through sacrifice, sweat, and strength. Look around. Those tall buildings touching the sky did not simply appear overnight. Those roads that stretch across cities, the bridges connecting places, the homes families sleep in, the power lines bringing light into darkness. Behind so many of them are hands that worked through heat, cold, exhaustion, and pain. Strong hands, hands covered in dust, hands carrying tools before sunrise, hands with scars and rough skin from years of labor. And many of those hands belong to men. Men who wake up before the world wakes up. Men who leave home while everyone else is still sleeping in comfort. Men who spend long hours carrying weight, building structures, fixing problems, protecting families, and taking on responsibilities that often go unnoticed. Some men carry burdens they never speak about. They feel pressure to provide, pressure to stay strong, pressure to keep moving even when life becomes heavy. Sometimes society celebrates the finished building, but forgets the workers who stood under the sun for hours creating it. Sometimes we admire the destination, but forget the shoulders that carried the load. Respecting men isn't about saying one person matters more than another. It's about recognizing contribution. It's about understanding that strength is not only muscles and physical power. Strength is continuing to work while tired. Strength is sacrificing comfort so loved ones can live better. Strength is staying calm during storms while carrying worries no one sees. Because many men were taught to keep walking through pain silently, to keep working, to keep providing, to keep protecting. And sometimes the world only notices them when something goes wrong, while overlooking everything they quietly did right. Respect is powerful because a respected man often becomes an even stronger father, husband, brother, son, friend, and leader. Every great society stands on many shoulders. Women nurture life, but build families and shape hearts. Women nurture life, build families, and shape hearts. Men build, protect, carry, and sacrifice in countless ways. Neither stands above the other, but both deserve to be seen. So when you see those tall buildings reaching toward the clouds, remember something. Concrete alone didn't create them. Behind steel and stone were human hands, hands that worked when they were tired, hands that kept building when nobody was watching, hands that chose responsibility over comfort, and many of those hands carried the strength of man. True masculinity is attractive in its own right, not because of noise, status, or power over others, but because of the power within itself. People often think masculinity begins with muscles, appearances, or a strong voice, but true masculinity goes much deeper than what the eyes can see. Masculinity is attractive because it carries a certain presence. It's a man who walks into a room and doesn't need to announce himself, the man who doesn't need to be the loudest person to be felt, the man whose energy speaks before his words can ever do. Because real power doesn't always make noise. Sometimes power is quiet. Power is self control when anger wants to take over. Power is discipline when nobody is watching. Power is waking up every morning and carrying responsibilities even when life feels heavy. Masculinity isn't attractive because of domination, it's attractive because of stability. There is something powerful about a man who can stand in chaos and remain grounded, a man who can protect without controlling, a man who can lead without demanding worship, a man who can love without losing himself, a man who understands that strength is not measured by how many people fear him, but by how many people feel safe around him. Because muscles, because muscles can impress people, money can impress people, status can impress people, but character creates lasting respect. But character creates lasting respect. Masculinity is staying loyal when temptation appears. Masculinity is staying loyal when temptation appears. Masculinity is being accountable when mistakes happen. Masculinity is admitting I was wrong. Masculinity is carrying responsibility instead of running from it because running is easy, building is hard, protecting is hard, providing is hard, remaining disciplined while life tests you is hard. Remaining disciplined while life tests you is hard. And there is something attractive about a man who chooses difficult roads because he understands responsibility. True masculine power, true masculine power isn't forcing the world to bend around you. It is mastering yourself, mastering your emotions without becoming cold, mastering your desires without becoming controlled by them, mastering your fears without pretending they don't exist, because a powerful man is not a man without emotion. Because a powerful man is not a man without emotion. A powerful man is a man who knows how to carry emotion with wisdom. A powerful man is a man who knows how to carry emotion with wisdom. The world often sees masculinity only through strength of body, but strength of mind, strength of spirit, and strength of character can something even greater. Because masculinity at its highest form is not intimidation. Because masculinity at its highest form is not intimidation. It is presence, not arrogance, but confidence. But confidence, not control, but guidance, not fear, but protection. And maybe that is why masculinity remains attractive in its own right, because true masculine energy doesn't simply seek power, it becomes power through discipline, integrity, purpose, and the quiet strength to carry weight when others cannot. True masculinity is not noise. True masculinity is not the noise, not thunder demanding attention, not pride standing on mountains shouting its own name. True masculinity is beautiful. Beautiful not because of muscles, not because of power, not because eyes turn and stare, but because character was built where nobody was watching. It is iron forged in adversity, a soul tested by storms, a heart that learned pain but chose wisdom instead of bitterness. True masculinity is discipline, waking before comfort calls, walking when legs are tired, standing when life whispers, sit down and surrender. It is restraint in moments of anger. It is restraint in moments of anger, kindness in moments of strength, and courage in moments where fear knocks at the door. For real power does not break things. For real power does not break things. It builds, it protects, it carries, it stays. There is beauty in a man. There is beauty in a man whose hands are strong enough to lift weight, yet gentle enough to hold a wounded heart. There is a beauty in a man whose hands are strong enough to lift weight, yet gentle enough to hold a wounded heart. There is a beauty in a man who can fight battles within himself and still bring peace to others, because true masculinity was never created by dominance. Because true masculinity was never created by dominance. It was forged in adversity, refined through discipline, and shaped by responsibility, not simply attractive to the eyes.